Birds. We're going to do talking hands for birds. You don't need to see me, you need to see my hands. And so what I'm doing is taking a little handful of clay. I'm using Amico Stone X. It's a self-hardening air dry clay. This is a white one. This is what the box looks like. It's Amico Stone X. Self-hardening air dry white sculpture clay. So I have a hunk that I ripped off from the little block. It comes in a 5-pound bag, and I'm gonna kind of get it into a ball. Rough ball, doesn't have to be perfect. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll it between my hands to get it kind of cone shaped on each end. That's going to be the bird's head and the bird's tail. So if you kind of look, it's like a egg shape. Then what we'll do is use our fingers to push and move clay and extend it for a tail on one end. And then on this end, we're going to push it so we feel the chest of the bird and then the head. Birds' heads are little. So that would be bird head, bird tail, and then just pinch to a point here so we get his beak. Just by moving your finger, push that clay. Now, air dry clay gets a little draggy sometimes. You have to keep in mind what this is made with. There's a binder, which is like glue. So if you just wet your finger, I have a little thing of water here. I'm just wetting my finger and using a wet finger to smooth. If you get too much water, it's counterproductive. You don't want it to get real slimy. Just a tiny, tiny bit of water will let you push and smooth the surface much better. Just depending upon what kind of surface you want, you can use that sluggishness too. And I'll show you. So that's more of a very smooth body. You know how some birds have the feathers that go down around their neck? I'm just moving clay with my thumb. It's making his head get a little smaller. That's okay. So just by pushing and not smoothing it all the way out, then we get that kind of ruffle. And then I can kind of reshape his head. Pinch his beak a little more. This is called fussing. You just fuss with it till you like how it looks. Just kind of pinch and move. And I would avoid getting this real skinny pointy because it might break easily. So if we call that his beak, take something that has a straight edge. It could be a popsicle stick or a knife from the kitchen, and we just press it to make a line on both sides. And we feel like he can open his mouth now. And then for eyes, I'm just using, I have these long Q-tip deals with wooden, they're flat and round on one end, so there's an eye. And then we'll put one on the other side. And if you want, birds have little nostrils in their beaks.